Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the TradingPub.com daily report. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Real quick, give you a second to read through the risk disclaimer. Again, basically just saying we're not making any kind of recommendations here. Trading is risky, and you have to be aware of those risks. So what we try to do here is just take a look at the overall market, look at some important areas, and point out a few of the things that are really driving the market right now. We also, one thing we also try to do each day is share a Trading Pub rule of the day. And today's rule of the day, and we'll get into this a little bit, but we try to tell you don't try to short a parabolic market and don't try to catch a falling knife. So again, you'll see these markets get into periods of time where they just go up and up and up. And a good example of that was the bond market over the past month or two, that you just saw it continue to rally higher and higher and higher. And again, if you try to short the tops or try to buy absolute bottoms, a lot of times you have to take a ton of risk on, and while those can be good trades, it's better a lot of times to wait for some confirmation. And another rule that we talk about is you don't have to get in all at once. That's another thing that you can kind of layer into trades to help reduce your risks. So again, that's the rule of the day. And as far as the second part of that rule, don't try to catch a falling knife. It's something that we've been looking at, and I know a stock that's on a lot of people's radar is Netflix, and there's a really good article that we're going to focus on today, one of the two articles that we're looking at actually on Netflix, and I'm going to pull that over. And if you look, Netflix actually had earnings. We're in earnings season, and you see here Netflix plummets on Q3 earnings results, and really it's just a quick little recap of where their earnings came in. You can look at the numbers, but here's the important thing. Netflix is down at $100, and I know that a lot of people thought Netflix was a great buy when it pulled back to 200. They thought it was great at 170, 160, 150, then at 120, and now we've finally seen it hit the 100 mark, and I'm sure a lot of people are saying it's a great buy at 100. The thing right now, there's so much volatility here that the business model is not as important. It's the volatility and all the selling that you're seeing that puts a lot of pressure. So while you might believe in Netflix or think it's a great company, the question is, where are you wrong on the trade? So if you're long at 200, it's now at 100. At what point do you cough up the trade? So again, there's just a lot of risk in stocks like this, and it can be best if you're going to try to make a play on a Netflix or things like that to try to hedge it in some way using an option strategy, just to protect yourself from further downside. So again, not going to argue that there's probably, when you see stocks get beaten down like this, that there's not a ton of opportunity, but your mind should focus first on the risk and then on the opportunity second. So again, look at the risk first. If it matches up to where the opportunity is, then again can be a good play. And then the other article that I found very interesting, and we focused on gold yesterday, and something that goes along with gold if you look at the silver market. And there's a really good article on silver trading, which is under actionable trading ideas, but click on silver waits to begin breakout, and just a lot of really good information from a fundamental and technical standpoint on the true value of silver, where things are going, kind of a little bit of a history, and a good chart here to look at the run up, the sharp pullbacks, run up again, sharp pullback again, and we've been seeing some consolidation. So silver and gold are two things that we're definitely watching closely, and a good article here under actionable trading ideas to take a look at. All right, as far as today goes, we're actually going to look at a chart of the S&P and the Nasdaq, and I think it's always important to watch the tech sector, because tech is definitely a leader. If you think about it, in this current recession that we're in, with the economy doing so poorly, housing's done poorly, a lot of businesses have cut back, but tech companies, you look at the Apples, the Googles, take away Netflix, obviously, due to, I kind of consider them a unique thing, but Amazon has been doing well, and people are still spending money on tech. So again, something definitely that's going to be important to watch, especially getting into the Christmas season. So I'd keep a close eye on the Nasdaq. If you notice, we had resistance up here at 2370. We actually broke through that yesterday. So we're still going to watch this 2370 as an important area, and you've got a swing low here down at about 2270, so about a 100-point range here in the Nasdaq. We saw that the Nasdaq took out the previous high. We came down all the way. It's rallied about 16% off the lows from October. So it's been a very fast-moving market, and I think it's going to be a leading indicator to watch through the end of the year. As far as the S&P goes, here's a daily chart. Yesterday, On the report, we talked about a very important level at 1256 in the yearly open. If you notice from the overnight session in the S&P futures, we went up to 1254.50. We went right up to that yearly open and tested it, and now we've pulled back. So some important areas to watch. On the way back down, we had a lot of support at the 1242 area, so that's going to now be resistance because we're trading below that. So watch 1242 closely. Then we've got 1233, and we came down to about 1228, 1227. If we can get above 1242, start to get above 1245, again, as we get closer and closer, that 1256 should act like a magnet to see another test. But again, it's extremely important, definitely a number that you want to keep on the radar, whether you're trading stocks, futures, or options, is that 1256. Just a quick reminder, our next event will be October the 27th at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. The Trading Pub presents the Bull vs. Bear Options Shootout. We'll look at a couple different option strategies on the bullish and bearish side on some of the top trading stocks. Hope everyone has an excellent day, and good luck and good trading.